Hey lovelies, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Carol, and today I'm going to be making a video that I have been dreading to make for some time now because this particular topic leaves me highly emotional and in a way kind of give me PTSD. So yes, my girls are one. This should have been put up a long time ago, but every time I want to make the video on their bed story, I get so emotional and I end up not making the video. So yes, today let's get to it. My girls are one, and them being here has been a blessing. It's been a blessing, though very stressful, but it's been a serious blessing to me and the family. Um their coming was obviously planned by God because at that point in time I was done. I was done with giving birth because I had suffered back to back miscarriages. No one would believe it. Like, I had suffered 8 miscarriages prior to their their coming. And the very last miscarriage really broke me because it was at the point where I went to register for antenatal. In fact, I was waiting to be registered. Like, they were registering me when I felt very hot, like heat rush, and I lost that pregnancy there and then in the hospital. It was so painful to me because my babies were moving. Like, I could feel movement already. If you've been pregnant before, when you have subsequent pregnancies, you feel the flutters early enough. And it was so bad. I cried like a baby because I was already bonding with my bump. And it was painful. It was painful at that point in time. I just told God, look, it's like you just want me to have 2 kids, so it's fine, as you wish, sir, let your will be done. I went to the hospital. My gynecologist told me, stop trying, don't try anymore. They placed me on drugs. I was on treatment. It was just a lot. It was a lot. I was depressed, like, for the longest time. I would sit down, I would cry a whole lot. But I remember my elder sister calling me to tell me, look, God's plans, you don't know God's plans. God's ways are not our ways. I'm like, so am I just going to have 2 children, one boy and one girl? Like, I want to have 3 kids. I don't just want to have 2 kids. We're much. In my house, we're 6. You can go to this and go to this and call that. So, we used to be 6, we're now 5. One is late. So you can call on any of your siblings and you gist. But I knew I didn't want to end up having just 2 kids, because we had both agreed 3. But anyway, I left it. I forgot about it and I continued living my baby girl lifestyle. Then something began to happen. I would perceive somebody's body odor from like 50 kilometers away. Like, I would sit down, I would perceive foul smells. Foul smells. I won't sleep. Sleep was not even coming. I am not someone that sleeps a lot. So, but I would perceive. I wasn't feeling nauseated, but I just know that my sense of smell was so sharp. At a point, I would always ask my staff, did you bath today? Did you bath today? I knew it was getting embarrassing, but then I couldn't help myself. I had to ask them these questions. So, and funny enough, as at the time I found out, I was menstruating. So I just told myself, what, I'm menstruating, so it can't be pregnancy. But on second thought, I'm like, okay, let me just check. On my way home from work, I got this 100 naira strip. I went home. Usually they do it very early in the morning, but this one, it was just in the evening. I just peed. Whether this stick got into the pee or not, before you knew it, 2 very bold red lines were showing. I'm like, Jesus, I was shocked. I was shocked because I had given up. I didn't even, my mind was not going place belly, you get. So hey, I called my mom instantly. I'm like, Jesus, so mommy, your daughter is pregnant too. But I'm menstruating. She said, but you know how your body is now. I'm like, what? Hey, I'm like, okay. That was just the beginning for me. Oh. Then came anxiety, then came panic attacks. Because of my experienced miscarriages, I will sit down like this and start having panic attacks. If I just feel small cramps like this, I will panic. I will run to the toilet. Seriously, I will go and check myself. If I want to pee, you needed to see me. I was so paranoid. I would always check myself. Am I good? Am I not good? I started counting. They say when you're 3 months, like once pregnancy gets to like 3 months, you're termed safe. I started counting because I was far gone before I found out. I was already past 2 months gone. I was way past 2 months gone before I found out I was pregnant. I started timing myself. I timed myself. Immediately got to that 3 months mark. I said, okay. I started having that breath of fresh air. But nah, I had serious anxiety attacks. After then came the sickness. I wasn't even vomiting. The vomit came, but it wasn't as bad as it used to be in my previous pregnancies. I didn't have any form of appetite. I wouldn't eat. If you even saw me when I was pregnant, like, you will not know I'm pregnant. You won't even know I'm pregnant. I was so sick. I was so sick, sick to the point that, in fact, the pregnancy was now termed high risk because I was placed on. Once I step my feet down, I'll start bleeding. I was placed on drugs. I was placed on injections just to make sure this pregnancy stayed. And then I was placed on bed rest. Guys, it wasn't funny at all. I was placed on bed rest. Like, from the moment I found out, I was placed on bed rest. The only time I'll get up is if I'm going to pee or I just want to check on my kids or something. It was so bad. And because of all of this, like, I was going for scan almost every week. Almost every week. And usually you wait for 18 weeks, something like that, to get to do your anomaly scan. But man, I didn't wait though. I didn't wait. Immediately was past 3 months. I quickly went for anomaly scan. They said everything is fine, everything is okay. I'm like, okay, it's okay. The next thing, as I went for, those ones I was doing, they were all unofficial. When I finally went to my hospital, I registered for my antenatal. I was asked to register early. I registered early so they can like monitor me because of my health. Because I was sick and I became anemic. I became so anemic. I wasn't eating nothing. I was practically on mango. Thank God for mango. Like, that was the only thing that my system could, take at that point in time. So I started my official antenatal. Then my gynecologist said, okay, it's time for you to go for your scan. You people, I went for scan. The next thing, I'm like, oh, madam, wow, they are going to be so identical. I'm like, what?